Please make sure to like this video and subscribe. Hey, what's up everybody? JR from Holy Faith Media. I'm sure you've all seen by now that meme that goes around on the internet on various social media sites. Susan from the Parish Council. Well, I wanted to give my take. First off, I think it's a completely stupid meme. I don't share any of them because I think it's ridiculous. However, I wanted to give my take on 3 types of people that I meet at my parish that really annoy me, or parishes in general, from stories that I've heard. Let me talk about those 3 types. So the first type is the mayor of the parish. I'm sure if you've run into this type of person at a traditional chapel, they probably annoy you just as much as they annoy me. What do I mean by a mayor of the parish? Well, a mayor of the parish is that type of person that has to have a say in everything that happens in the chapel. They become inflated with this sense of pride, thinking that because they're so involved with the chapel that they get a say in everything that happens. Sometimes even down to the color of the carpet in the chapel. Now, sometimes they may have a financial stake in the particular parish for various different reasons. I know there's so many different types of arrangements with parishes, but I know from one priest, a traditional Catholic priest, he told me that there was actually a split in one of his parishes or one of his chapels over the color of the carpet that was used. So you had somebody that thought it should be one color or one type of carpet, and somebody else or another group that thought it should be another color. And they actually split the chapel over the color of the carpet. Ridiculous, isn't it? The mayor of the parish is one of those people that they just have their nose stuck in everybody else's business, anybody that's a regular at that parish, and they think that they run the place. That's a type of person I just absolutely cannot stand. The second type, and I'm sure you've all met this type of person, especially in traditional circles. There are so many of them, but every chapel has one, and that's Mr. Know-It-All. Now, Mr. Know-It-All is the type that, you know, you go for coffee after the Mass, and most traditional chapels, they'll usually have a coffee group, and some of them have even actually had to cancel their coffee group because of people like Mr. Know-It-All. Well, Mr. Know-It-All, he knows everything about the faith. He keeps the faith perfectly, in his opinion, and he's got to have a say on everything, no matter what subject it is. He's the type that always is spouting his conspiracy theories, and if you don't agree with him, then you're a heretic. Even if it's not even actually directly related to the faith, he'll find a way to spin it and make it seem as if it's a matter of the faith. And there's so many different types of examples out there that I've run across personally that I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Nobody likes a Mr. Know-It-All, so please, if you're that type of person that you think that you know everything about the Catholic faith, it's this type of person. They're never open to learning anything. You know, in many cases, they've been a traditional Catholic or they've been going to the Latin Mass for 1 or 2 years, but they have it all figured out. In many cases, they know more even than the parish priest. Don't be a Mr. Know-It-All, because you annoy the living daylights out of everybody else in the chapel, and oftentimes people come once and they don't come again because of people like Mr. Know-It-All. And hey, Mr. Know-It-All, one of the things that's going to happen is you're going to find yourself, maybe at first you'll make a few friends that are, you know, they think, okay, well, he's just a little bit abrasive. But after a while, you're going to get ostracized from all the groups. And of course, if you remain a Mr. Know-It-All, you're going to think that everybody else is an idiot. That's oftentimes what happens. The third type of person that really annoys me, that I can't stand, is what I call the queen bee. The queen bee of a traditional chapel or a traditional parish. And this is the type of woman, okay, that they pretend to be Miss Proper, Miss Super Catholic. They don't do anything wrong. They have this perfect image. When they smile, the glimmer shines off their teeth, and they think that, or they give the appearance that they don't do anything wrong. They've never, had sex outside of marriage. They've never, committed any of the sins that you, the regular people, ever have. And they give this appearance of always being the perfect Catholic. Well, the Queen Bee, okay, she holds herself up as an example that everybody should follow. But oftentimes what I find with this type of person is that when you actually get to know them, or you get to know more about their personal life, you find out that they're not quite so perfect as they at least appear to be, or the show that they put on in public, or the show that they put on at least at the parish. Because a lot of times what happens is you'll find out when talking to other people in town, or in the city that you live in, you'll find out that well, maybe they're not quite living up to the Catholic example that they pretend that they are. Now, I understand that, all of us are striving for a certain goal, and none of us are perfect. Many of us fall, and we fall often quite hard at times, including myself. However, this type of person, they always try to appear as being something they're not. They're not authentic people. And they almost look down on other people, the, quote, sinners, that maybe aren't quite as perfect, at least in public, as they are. And it's this type of person that I just really don't want anything to do with, because oftentimes you find out they're frauds and they're phonies. Those are the three types of people. If you're any of those three types, please don't be that type, okay? Because nobody actually respects you. They might respect you to their face, and that's one of the problems I find in traditional Catholic world, is that oftentimes there's a lot of phoniness. There's a lack of authenticity amongst people at these chapels. Now, people in the Novus Ordo or people at Protestant Orthodox churches, it can happen the same way, but I find it's a little more prevalent in the traditional Catholic world. That's my thoughts on the subject, and that's all for now.